Stalkers are terrifying. Today, we'll explore why. In 2022, a Reddit user posted to r/letsnotmeet, explaining that she thought that she might have a stalker. The title of the post read, "Went through my Ring doorbell footage. I, 26-year-old female, think I have a stalker." It all started when the user's friend asked if she'd been watching the messages she'd been leaving on her doorbell camera. The person who posted this had not yet checked the footage, so she did. The only thing she was expecting to see were these recordings that her friend was leaving, some outfit checks her and her roommate were doing, some normal comings and goings, and of course, some DoorDash deliveries. When she checked it, however, what she saw, understandably, creeped her out. A man the user didn't know and had never seen before is seen repeatedly at her door, ringing her doorbell camera, and waiting for her to answer. She said that each time the man showed up, the footage showed that she had just gotten in from walking one of her dogs, and the man had been following her in through the front door of her building. The user said that she had turned off the notifications to the Ring doorbell because she was getting too many, so she wasn't aware that this was happening until checking the footage. She was trying to rationalize it and thought that he maybe wanted to talk to her about her dogs, which are a rare breed, or maybe wanted to steal them because of that. She also feared that his intentions may have been something much worse. The user who posted this would reply to a few comments, then was not heard from again, leading many to worry about her safety. Then about a year later, someone claiming to be the original poster posted to r/2hottakes from a different account, with an update titled, "I, 26-year-old female, found out I was being stalked, 58-year-old male, by posting to Let's Not Meet." The post went on to explain what happened and why they were posting from a different account. They said that the first post was made from a personal account and they didn't want to give away any personal information. They said the man was arrested for stalking and later contempt of court for not showing up to a court date related to that case. As of the date of that post, it is said that the man was in jail awaiting a court date. In 2020, a man broke into the home of Daria Baronato, better known as WWE star Sonya Deville, armed with a knife, pepper spray, zip ties, and duct tape. He drove to her Tampa area home from South Carolina after his shift at Applebee's ended that night, parked at a church about a mile away, then crawled through the wetlands behind her gated community until he reached her home. He first came to Baronato's attention when he started sending threatening messages to her ex on Instagram, saying that he was going to go harm her and Baronato. He even sent an address, which ended up being her ex's mother's address. Baronato got scared that he was going to go hurt her ex, so she replied on her ex's account saying that he had the wrong address. Then he somehow got the right address, and 2 months later, the break-in occurred. On the night of the break-in, Daria Baronato and another wrestler were hanging out at Baronato's home. They both had to shoot for a WWE event the next morning, and Baronato lived near where that took place, so the other wrestler was staying there out of convenience. They would both carpool in the morning. They were watching Bates Motel on the couch and dozing off. That's when Baronato decided it was probably time to go to bed. Her in her room, and the other wrestler in the guest room. Luckily, Baronato decided to turn on the alarm system because at 2:43 a.m., it started to go off. She said that she couldn't find her phone in the dark room to read the notification, so she ran outside into the living room to check the alarm panel, which read, "Living room door open." She thought that maybe the other wrestler/her friend had gone outside not realizing that the alarm had been set, so she ran into the guest room, checked, and she was fast asleep in there. So she ran back outside to check the doors. That's when she saw a man dressed in all black, wearing a black mask, at her door. She asked him what he wanted. She thought that he might be a neighbor who lost his dog or something, and he didn't respond and just started advancing toward her. So she ran off, went into the guest room, warned her friend, and they escaped out through the garage into a car, and then they called the cops. They drove around the neighborhood while they waited for the police to arrive, and within about 3 minutes, they did. When the police arrived on the scene, they found a man standing at the bottom of the stairs, holding a knife and some pepper spray. He apparently thought that they'd both run up the stairs and was waiting for them to come back down. Which, why would they do that? He was reportedly afraid that Baronato might beat him up because she has some MMA training, so his plan was to pepper spray her. I actually found a video of one of Daria Baronato's MMA fights, and here it is. I did watch this. I forgot who won, so let's just say it was Daria Baronato, because she deserves it. For years, the man had been sending creepy DMs on Instagram to Daria Baronato, aka Sonya Deville, but she'd never seen them because they got sent to the request folder, the creep folder. When he told the police that he'd been messaging her for years, they had her check, and when she searched his name, she saw about 4 years worth of disturbing DMs, up to that night, the night of the break-in, when he sent a particularly disturbing DM.
Well, he's saying he messages you on Instagram, so then they're having me look up his name, and then I find his messages, and it's like 4 years worth of obviously unresponded to scary DMs, all the way to the extent the last message was that night when he was on my patio and it said, "I'm here, baby girl. I'm finally here. Look outside." While me and Mandy are watching Bates Motel.
The man was identified as Philip Thomas, and he was arrested and charged with attempted armed kidnapping, armed burglary, aggravated assault, and misdemeanor criminal mischief. Eventually, in 2023, he would plead guilty to all charges, and he was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Look at this weird little goober. Of course he worked at Applebee's. He wasn't good enough for Chili's. I love Chili's. Not a sponsor. Please sponsor me, Chili's. So, be careful out there. You never know who might be watching you or following you around. Lock your doors, get an alarm system, maybe some cameras, because you never know who might be lurking around out there at night. And yeah, thanks for watching.